Nat, how are you? Okay, very good. Very good. Madeleine, happy to see you and to see all the familiar faces.
I think she was pleased that it was a particularly good meeting. Obviously, there's a lot of issues that need to be worked through, but the seriousness of purpose was clearly there.
Mr. Moussa, first word for the...
Are you optimistic about the outcome of the meeting between Prime Minister Barak and Arafat next week?
Well, the question of being optimistic or pessimistic is an old question and very recurrent. But I really am not in a position to, or I don't want to be in a position to say I'm pessimistic or I cannot be overly optimistic. But there is a chance if the implementation will go through and good intentions are shown.
I can tell, but it's really yes.
And actually some of the negotiations.
At least in this round.
I think that in spite of all the difficulties, we are quite advanced with the Palestinians. We overcame in the past things that looked like insolvable, but we did solve them. And I think that the parties concerned are also demonstrating an interest to arrive to an agreement with the Syrians. So everything is open. There are two doors which are open.
Thank you, Mr. Paris.
Oh, yes.
One needs to really be a little freer to attempt.
That's right. It's quite phenomenal, though. I mean, it's really very interesting.
The Secretary had a particularly good meeting with Chairman Arafat in her suite upstairs. She felt that they had an opportunity to go over not only a number of bilateral issues, but also to talk about the way forward on the peace track with the Israelis. They talked about what would happen in the coming week. Ambassador Ross, she has asked to go out to the region. He'll be going out following the multilateral meeting in Moscow. They had an opportunity to talk about what would happen at this first foreign ministers meeting of the multilateral track since 1992.
Mr. Barak was the person who insisted on the date, the 13th of February 2000, to finish the framework agreement. And that's precisely what we want to do, to finish the framework agreement. To do that, we have to do what President Arafat calls marathonic meetings in order to catch up with the time and be there on time. And I think that's precisely what we talked to Mrs. Albright about, is to help push this further.